Welcome back, YouTube. It's Mini Mental Fab. We're here for another episode. We're working on my mini bike again, and we're just going over everything, getting it closer to be a functioning mini bike again, because it's a little rough. It chunks chain, needs a little bit of welding here and there. But other than that, it's come a long way with the 420 build. Yeah. Right now, I'm just making a new plate for the second bearing on the jag shaft. The last one, it was just too short, and where we have to have the bearing, I need to weld it in like out here, and instead of doing the crazy gap weld, just cut a new plate, right? So we're gonna go ahead, drill these holes, weld it on straight, and then mock up everything for chain, and then go from there. Start breaking chain, and hopefully we have enough for the front and rear. So now the pillow block bearing plate, that's a long one. The plate for it's cut, got it tacked up nicely, started to weld it. I'm gonna remove the chain, remove the pillow block, get everything that can get all boogered up with the welds out of there, and then fully weld it in, reinforce the bottom, and then I think I should be able to fill that with oil, just waiting on exhaust, and then technically I have everything to make it a running bike.
We're working on Russell's bike again today, and we got some more work done on it in the last couple of days. We haven't really been doing much filming because we've just been stuck on the jag shaft and chains here, trying to figure out how we want to make it work. But we finally got something that works, which is sweet. So, look at that. Beautiful. The only thing we have to do left still is drill out the engine holes one side so we can just twist the engine a little bit more to the right to get the front sprocket a little bit straighter, and then it'll be perfect. But it looks sick and it's coming out good. So we need to do the brake next, because it doesn't have a brake bracket anymore. So we're gonna make a new one of those and mock it up and weld it up, because we're gonna make it adjustable here. So that'll allow for the wheel to go forward and backwards and still be centered with the pads, because before we had it welded straight to this tab here, and then so if you had to tension your wheel back, it would make it so less your brake pad would hit your rotor, and that's not ideal for stopping, especially when you're making a ton of power and going really fast. I welded the bracket to the actual spacer there, and then I made a bore here for the bottom of the bracket that hits. Now when you move the wheel forward and backwards, the bracket with the brake caliper slides with the wheel and the axle, so it always stays in perfect line. So that's really nice, and that came out beautiful. Also bled the brakes, got all new fluid in them, so they're working amazing now. He's probably have to add a front brake to this thing eventually, because it can get so fast after we build this engine. We're bolting the carburetor I got him on it. He's fat. So fat.
It is going to drink this dry in a second.
Yep. It's a 34 millimeter carburetor. But we're getting the engine all straightened out, getting the chains on now. We got the brake done. Russell's throttle cable is no longer close to long enough to reach. So he's gonna have to overnight a new throttle cable that's much longer than this one. That way we can hopefully make it work. Alright, so we got the chains and engine bolted down, everything's all lined up. It spins beautifully now. Look at that. We also got the carbon with the air filter. So next up, I'm doing the kickstands. I got it welded here, but I gotta make the new actual stand part in the foot. And Russell's making a skid plate out of aluminum. It's gonna cover this whole thing, come all the way down on the round here, and then come across the front of here, right here. And the battery will sit in that. And then all the wiring for the headlights and the electric start and all that stuff will go there. And it'll be sweet. So he's doing that now.
We've made a little bit more progress on this bike. I have the kickstand done, have the skid plate done, which looks rather nice. And now we also have a battery strap tie down, whatever you want to call it.
Yup.
And it looks good.
Yup.
And the catch can's back on the bike.
Yup.
Next thing is a seat, and we're waiting on exhaust to come.
I've been working on Russell's bike some more today. I did the exhaust for him. This thing came out beautiful. It's routed so nice. Super free flowing. Nice and shiny. We got the battery mounted in here. And we got the skid plate on and everything nice tightened down. Catch can liner's on. And we got the fuel pump on and hooked up. The only thing we gotta do is push this onto here. But I can't get it because it's so tight. I'm gonna make Russell do that. And we gotta finish pushing this one on to here as well. That one's the same problem, super tight. But fuel pump's all hooked up. I'm gonna redo this line with some of this thicker stuff, I think. Because we have it, so why not? And carbon air filter are on. Looks good. We got oil in the engine. We just gotta hook up 2 wires for our starter there. And we also have to do the seat now. We have to do the seat and foot pegs next. Those are the 2 things we gotta do next. And then rear fender after the seat. And front fender bracket. And then if we got time, we'll hook up the lights and wiring. And then it will be done and ready for a test ride. We got the whole fuel system hooked up. It's all back on. Exhaust, everything's ready. We got gas in the tank. We're gonna flip the fuel switch here to on. And then we have to still do the seat, which is what we're working on now. We're making a tab for the front to hook under, and then the back here will come up off of these with this rod here, and it'll have a flat stock over here that with 2 holes in it for the bolt to go into the back. And then it should look good. So those are the last 2 things we gotta do, besides the power wires for the battery. And then the thing is ready to go for the trip. We're gonna start it up and give it a test.
It looks so mean,
It
nice.
does. Got the fat tire.
I just need to hook up the electric start, and that's not hard at all.
Yep, electric start, do the brake in, change the oil, and then she'll be ready to eat. How's your foot peg feel with the, you're pretty close to your sprocket there. You definitely want to put a guard on that. Yeah.
However, it's pretty nice.
We could always drop the foot pegs down and that would help, you know?
Yeah, that would definitely. Good thing you didn't fully love these.
Yeah. Just cut some steel plates like how my mini bike is, you know? That like drop down and then weld them on and then just put a bar across the center.
It's pretty balanced too.
Yeah, it does.
I'm bringing this side out more. It's too far in.
The foot peg is?
Yes. Not by much, but just like half of this maybe.
You can maybe bring both sides out a 1/2 inch, yeah. That wouldn't be bad. It looks good though.
Well, when I put the steel plate, I'll have that flat against the pipe, and then the pipe from the foot pegs flat against the plate. That'll compensate the space.
Yeah. And then dropping it down will be able to get your feet on it a little bit better too.
Because like, if it's here just an inch or 2 lower, I'll be able to have my, not really safely, but I'll be able to have my leg a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Need a guard.
Yeah. It'll get a chain guard and then it'll be sweet. Rear fender, front fender, lights. But now it's ready for testing. It's at least ready to be able to run and drive. It looks awesome. Stretched now too. I mean, like, you don't need a battery tie down. Like, it won't go anywhere. It'll just shake a little bit, maybe make a little noise.
I can, put underneath or around it.
Yeah.
That'll tighten it up.
Yeah, just a piece of leather or rubber or something will be good.
It is late, but I finally think I have this bike ready to start up. Got the wiring hooked up, ground hooked up to the starters ready. Yeah, I got the battery tied down a little bit more secure. I was using this belting material that'll hold it nice and snugly. And I just need to add another little piece to the seat because it vibrates a little bit when you walk it. But then I'm gonna start it up. Well, let's find out. I'm in the truth. Oh. Ooh. That's something. Haha. Let's just raise you a little bit. Give it another go. Do I have the fuel on? Oh, let's try this. It does work. I have the starter hooked up, right? But not quite enough to start yet. Oh. Let's try putting the choke on. Make sure our parking brake's on. Battery's getting dead, but it's getting closer. Let's go. Hell yeah. It is sounding mean.
We're welding at Russell's foot pegs. We're moving them because they were not positioned very good. So he's re-welding them up. We're lowering them, move them forward a tiny bit so we can get your feet on them a little bit better. This thing freaking looks awesome though. It's one heavy mini bike though, I gotta say. She's a beefy one. The skid plate's amazing though. There we go, that's what it looks like. It's like, yeah, like the 7th time we've changed the foot pegs. We redo them a lot.
My foot pegs more than my actual bike.
Yeah, they've been all over the place on this bike, trying to find the perfect position and seat, ride height and everything, so that way you can corner good, but it's comfortable and it doesn't look stupid.
That's part of why we needed new tubes down here.
Yeah, because how many times you have to weld them on and cut them off.
The new foot pegs are on both sides, looking pretty good. Of course, the welds you don't see on the surface turn out the best, but other than that, the bike's almost ready. I need a cover for my clutch so my leg doesn't get destroyed, and then we can worry about wiring. But other than that, it's runnable.
You never sat on this thing yet.
No?
You gotta put your bars back, you're too far forward.
Yeah, but other than that, you like it?
Yeah?
You like the seat?
Yeah, it's comfy to sit on.
Yeah, she takes off.
Few adjustments are needed. Not everything's 100% straight. There's some minor chain chunking. You don't want any chain chunking when it's at top speed because
No.
you don't want to throw chain.
No.
But other than that,
Yeah. Bro, he's just fun. Thing's freaking gonna be insane to get all the kinks worked out, frame reinforced, everything. Carburetor running better. It's running really lean right now. It needs more fuel. See? All right, well, tomorrow we're gonna reinforce the frame and figure out the rest of the chunking issues, and then we will rip it up and see what it can do. Give it a good test ride, drain the oil, do an oil change probably, and yeah, give it a full send. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you tomorrow.
We're back at it again today. It's had some few corrections since the last we've seen it. This sprocket, the set screws came out from the vibrations, and then when we put new ones in, when we got it to where we thought it would be tight enough, it started to split the sprocket metal itself, like out of the threads. Set the pillow block straight, they twisted from the torque out of the motor. Set chain tighter, it pulled in the axle from the torque. Motor wasn't twisted, that's fine. Now we got some gussets going on the frame to strengthen it on up. Putting 2 more right by the battery box here. And I believe then we'll be ready for some testing.
So Russell's putting the last gusset on. He got this one welded up beautifully. Look at that. So then he's gonna take his battery out, weld the back sides of the gussets on there just to reinforce the frame there, because that section needs more reinforcement because that's a really high stress point. But other than that, it's gonna be good and ready for a test. So we got it all welded up.
Gussets in.
Yup, gussets are in.
But pegs are hopefully finalized for now.
Yup. It's looking nice. It's looking really nice. Yeah, we're about to give it a test, see how she does. We definitely have to tune the carb, so we're gonna go and pick up some jets, and then we'll be able to tune the carb and get it running good.
Right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that electric start. This thing looks awesome. Chain's still chunky, not good. So we've been trying to line up these chains on Russell's mini bike and his drag shaft and his engine and everything. It's been very, very difficult. And we think we might have finally gotten it.
You replaced the O-ring chain on it, that was way too big. Put a bigger sprocket in the wheel side of the gearing.
Yup,
because it was way too small.
Yeah, it was binding the chain. It was an 8-tooth sprocket.
Did a little bit of clearancing because all the new gearing didn't fit.
Yup.
And now we think we're at
Finally lined up, so we're gonna give it a roll test.
passable spot. Definitely sounds better than we started too. When we first had it on, I was like, wow, it sounded like a fishing reel. Almost.
Yeah, it did. It sounded terrible.
Well,
give it a shot, right? Yeah, he's prime.
and we need to put on our battery.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Russell's gonna start her up.
Yep. We forgot one thing to take care of other than the battery, but now it's all good.
Yup.
And
still chunking, I guess. No? Really?
Watch, it doesn't chunk right. So frustrating. Like, why can't it just be a line? How is it on the pre-roll? How's it pre-roll?
I don't know which one it is. It's not like a tell. Alright, relined it again. We're gonna try this again. See what happens this time. Hopefully no more chunking. You know, some of the things weren't tight enough and it shifted. So hopefully now.
They were pretty dang tight.
Yeah, I tighten them more, so hopefully now nothing moves. It spun tire right there. I saw it. It was good, and I heard it. The clutch is spinning so bad. It's slipping so bad. Holy crap! It needs a bigger back sprocket because the clutch is slipping so bad. It started burning out the clutch terribly. We're probably going to have to replace the pads in there now, but it is what it is. At least I think it's better. I don't think it's chunking. First flying, and that's just barely after it's engaging. When it first engages, you hear it. It spins tire. It's like, it spins the tire on the street. That thing's insane. When the clutch fully locks in, dude. Look at him push it. We got inflated rear tire, it's really low. It's a fast mini bike, that's for sure. The big block rips.
This is not what I want my bike to have happen to it. Should have ended the test ride much sooner. I only did like 2 pulls, but should have looked down. The pillow block bearings pulled forward because of all the torque. This pulled out, clutch did, so that's why that's so tight. That doesn't appear to be bent. I just think they both pulled forward. That also broke on me at one point, so that's re-welded. Also fantastic. Yeah, it's on the keyway now. I'm gonna put a good amount of Loctite on each of these set screws. Never entered this bike. Got Brandon on the bike now. He's gonna give it a little test. See what he thinks. Uh-oh. Bet the neighbors don't like it. Just wait. I love it. I've gone ahead and ordered this chain tensioner off Amazon and welded up my own bracket. There was 2 holes there on the engine block already and they worked perfectly. Just drilled them out. These bolts we already had threaded in and it's looking pretty mint. Chain tracks pretty nicely. It shouldn't chunk. We're about to test it. But yeah, the bike is almost out of its prototype phase.
All right, we're also gonna give it its first start.
Yeah,
with the
taint.
Yeah, with the realignment and everything, and see how it does.
Yes, I loosened it. You did the pillow blocks. You straightened out the engine.
Yup.
Have the chain tensioner on.
Chain looks a lot straighter now. And it's under constant tension now, so it can't skip teeth and bounce around like it was before. That should help.
Let's give it a test.
Hey, it sounds pretty good. It's just locked. You see it start to skip right there and spin. That's the clutch starting to engage. Does it?
But it also might be the metal on metal. This is a metal chain tensioner instead of a plastic one.
Yeah. So it makes a little more noise. It also could be the rear chain too.
It could be, but it does transfer into the engagement of the clutch a lot smoother.
That's good. You think you can do a wheelie?
I was going to pick it up there.
Alright. You spun tire.
I actually find that better. The clutch, you're like, slips and then it hooks and then I'm already like sitting down again.
Yeah, you gotta get the timing right. He shook his head no. I don't think he's gonna be able to do it. It's too stretched now. So loud. Oh, you didn't think you could make it?
It's as small as rocket now.
Really? You think it's bogging?
It's like popping out.
top of your RPM band. Stop.
Really? I'm not used to it.
It can't rev out like a 212 can.
Yeah, I'm used to the 212 where you can just like keep going. After a while, it's just like, all right, we're here.
Yep. I want to see you launch it, like from a stale, in the stones down there.
See how much it spins.
Just see how good it accelerates and stuff. You know, so that way we know it's going to be like a mini mayhem. Yeah. Right here's fine. You're going to get started on the stones and inch your way up. Right there. Oh.
This is bending.
Bro!
From the torque.
Bruh!
Not good.
No! We're going to have to strengthen it.
Back to the garage.
Yeah. Dang. Nothing we have is strong enough for this 420, bro. This thing's impressive. It's got some torque. Everything, it just bends everything.
Brought the mini bike back into the garage. Yeah, so the clutch pulled off the shaft again. So after I realign everything, this is getting a bolt on the end. It should have had one in the first place, but we were kind of hoping these set screws would be enough. But this 420 definitely packs a punch. It pulls everything out of alignment. Unfortunately, I realized why we never put a bolt on the crankshaft yet. It's because we couldn't find one that actually fit. So went out, got a new one, have the amount of washers we need so it doesn't bottom out in there, and it just goes right on. Now we can get some final testing, riding clips going, and call it a day with this bike.
We're getting some test clips. Oh, oh. Bro just dropped it. That was a fire launch. That left a massive trench and roost. That roost was pretty gnarly.
Does it pull or does it pull?
Dude, it left it. You shot a huge roost.
Sorry, neighbors.
Right. Yeah. Dripping a little gas.
Other than that, it's alright.
Yeah. What?
Keep going.
Yeah. Launch it that way so you can go all the way out. Yeah. It does launch pretty good. It's got some torque. Right as the clutch engages, he lets off. Yeah. It's got some torque.
Yes, it does.
You'll notice the bolt's working perfectly. That is so damn loud. And now it's like running right too, so it's just revving right up. He almost took out his car. Oh. I bet that didn't feel good.
Do not stand up!
Do it again, I missed it! Did it try to eat you?
Yeah, the clutch tried to eat me. It almost succeeded when it's because I stood up, and when I stood up, my leg went backwards more. We need to get cover.
Yeah, that's the main thing we'll be making. Before
It didn't get my leg, just the pant leg. I felt it, so I like quick put my body forward. I was about to try to jump it, but it messed me up.
So, thanks for watching.
This thing rips.
Yes, it does. Beyond rips.
Yeah, it's when the clutch engages, even on the street, you'll spin tire. It's scary because like you'll be doing like 30, and then the clutch will engage, and it'll either try to bring the front wheel up on you, so your front end gets really light, and then you can't steer good, or it'll just start spinning the rear tire on the street at like 30.
But all in all,
Which is pretty insane.
It's a fun bike. The only real thing we have to do safety-wise is put a clutch cover on it.
Yeah, it tried to eat me, so luckily it didn't get me, just my pants, but sucks, I like these pants.
But this is a decent stopping point for this bike. It's functional.
Yep.
It rips.
It'll be ready for me, almost ready for me mayhem after you some paint on it.
Paint, lights,
Yep, lights.
guards.
And yeah, then we'll be ready to let her eat on the drag strip. Do a gearing change probably, put a little smaller one on the
maybe
back.
Throw a little more internal parts in there and
Yeah.
call it a day.
This thing's gonna be awesome when it's done though. It's close.
But
It's a blast. I love it.
thanks for watching.
Yep, like, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and share it with your friends, and stay tuned for the next video we do on this or whatever else we build.